What's up, guys? Mike Lewis here, and welcome to the Mike Lewis podcast. If you guys want to keep up with me on social media, you can follow me on Instagram at Mike Lewis Official, and you can follow me on Twitter at MikeLew52. It's where most of my updates come. If you're enjoying my content, give me a like and a subscribe. And without further ado, let's just dive right into this episode. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. Allow me to introduce my guest, Miss Jennifer from The Real World Bad Blood. How are we doing?
Oh, we're doing good. We're doing good. Can't complain.
Fellow Jersey people.
Oh, man. Jersey is in the house.
Yeah, people. For those that don't know, we figured out in the pre-recording to this, like, we're actually, like, super close to each other in, like, proximity, which is kind of nuts.
Small world.
Yeah. How has it been with the whole adjustment with everything this past year? For you personally, with we've had all this COVID stuff and now reopening. How has it shifted things for you?
I mean, I feel like Hoboken, it's just everyone found a way to like still live life and be crazy. Because it's a party town, but I wasn't working for 3 months, unfortunately, since I'm a hairdresser. Obviously, couldn't do hair during COVID, so we were shut down for 3 months. I was losing my mind. That was awful. But I moved into my own apartment literally the week everything shut down, so that kept me busy for a little bit. So I was very fortunate that I was still able to pay my bills, and my job was still there when we were able to reopen. So the only thing that really changed for me was that I just didn't work for 3 months. So I was very, very lucky. I know that there were some people out there that struggled a lot. But I would never, ever want to not work again.
Yeah.
That was awful. I'm not meant to sit home and do nothing.
It was kind of crazy, too, because, I could finally say this because someone can relate to me now, because, like, some of my other guests, like, they reopened, like, such a long time ago, so you'll know what I'm talking about. It was kind of crazy, like, how we caught it, like, really bad in our area. Like, we were probably, like, one of the last places to reopen, I want to say.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Hoboken was, like, the first to shut down.
Oh, my God, yeah. I was, during, like, the winter time, I would be in Hoboken, and there would be, like, barely anybody on the street, and then like now it's like a whole change of pace. It's like kind of how it used to be, huh?
Oh yeah, even Hoboken down the shore, I was like, nature's healing, people, we're back in action. What COVID? It's crazy. I'm vaccinated, so I feel okay, but it's just like it's weird when you go from like one thing of like not doing something, like especially this summer. I did absolutely nothing in the summer, and then going to complete opposite. Now I'm like going out every weekend.
Yeah.
So it's weird. It feels like forever ago.
Yeah. I was at a wedding the other night. I took a moment, like I was just kind of looking around, like this just doesn't even feel like it's happening.
Yeah. No, it doesn't feel real. It still doesn't feel real at all.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I follow you on Instagram, obviously, so I know that these past couple weekends it looks like you've been having kind of fun. I was kind of interested in your whole 4th of July experience, because that looked like you were doing like almost like a little bit of a vlog thing.
I know. I was getting a lot of messages from people, and they were like, "Please keep posting. Like I'm living through you right now." I feel like being 30. I feel like was the last summer after not doing anything last summer. This is my time to get the partying out of me. It seems like I'm partying a lot harder than I actually am, though, because obviously Instagram can be very deceiving. But yes, no, I definitely feel like I needed to have like a YouTube channel from just that one weekend, because it was crazy.
You've ever considered making one, like a vlog or something like that for your YouTube? Or?
I did, and that's actually why I even ended up getting a computer. Never use it, but I don't have like the time and patience to like. I try to have a camera. I have like a ring light and everything. I tried to, and I just was like, I literally don't have patience or time. I'm just like all over the place between work and sports and doing whatever. So I wouldn't be able to sit there and like edit everything. I don't know. I give vloggers props because it's a lot. Even with like posting, like being like an Instagram influencer, I can't. It's too much. It's a lot of pressure.
Oh yeah, for sure. I might be stupid asking this, but like, who was the guy that pied you, or not pie, like threw the cake in your face in that one picture?
Oh my God, Steve Aoki?
Yeah, him. I was
Oh my God,
like,
you never listen. You don't know who Steve Aoki is?
uh,
I know it's okay. Some people were like, "What the fuck was that?" No, that so he's like a DJ, a very
yeah.
famous
Oh,
DJ,
okay,
and
yeah.
I the only reason why that ended up happening is because one of my good friends opened and closed for him. So a bunch of us were down there, and since I was down there early, I was in front the entire time. So yeah, his thing that he does at his shows is he throws cake in people's faces, and I was right there.
So you were the one that got the cake then.
I got I was the first cake of many, actually. I think there was like 12,
Oh,
like 12 cakes. I know it's it's just so funny because that's like something that like if you're a fan of like EDM music and stuff like that is like huge. That is like
yeah.
a bucket list like thing to do. Get caked in the face by Steve Aoki. So crazy.
Yeah.
That was
Um, so I want to now kind of transition into some TV stuff, obviously. Can I ask you, like, what were you up to pre Real World, like pre television? Like, if you could bring me back a little bit, what were you doing?
basically what I do now.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah, no, I was a hairdresser doing the same thing, hairdresser, sports, going out in Hoboken. I was living in Hoboken when I was on the show. Actually, I just moved to Hoboken right before. I was probably only there for like 6 months and then was on the show. But yeah, no, honestly, I same thing doing now. As soon as I was done with the show, went back to normal life. Just I'm a normal person. I feel like a lot of people meet me if they like see me out and they say hi to me. Like everyone's like, "You're so nice and you're so normal." I'm like, "Because I'm a normal person." I was like, I just like had an opportunity to go on TV and I did it to try something new and something came of it, which I wasn't expecting anything to come of it. Yeah, but
yeah, can you kind of walk me through that process now with you getting casted? How did that kind of snowball?
oh God, that was like a very long. I want to say they called me in like March, and I didn't get told until 4th of July weekend that I was on the cast. They called me and said, so it's just really funny because I've gone to open casting calls and I was supposed to go for this open casting call because it's obviously right in the city. It was just easy. And I used to watch the show and just be like, I can live in a house and drink and party. Yeah, that'd be awesome. So I would go to the open casting calls and I decided not to go this time because I went like 4 times other than this time. And I was just like, what? They're not going to cast me. I got like hockey tickets or something. So I was like, I'm not going to go. Fast forward to like 2 days later, I get a missed call and a voicemail. I was at work and they were like, oh, someone we're interested in casting them for Real World and they listed you as an ex-girlfriend. Or no, they said it listed you as a reference. They didn't say ex-girlfriend because I was like, who the So they were like, oh, like just call back. So called back and they're like, oh, like your ex-boyfriend Robbie listed you as an ex-girlfriend. And I was like, got to be kidding me. They're interested in Rob. Of course they are, especially because when we broke up, that's the first time I went to an open casting call and he was so pissed off because he wasn't 21 yet, so he couldn't do it. So I was like, this asshole. Excuse me, am I allowed to curse on these things?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're good.
Okay. But I was just like, this asshole. So I Skyped with them that night and they were like, you seem fun, you seem like bubbly, we really like your personality. Are you athletic? And I was like, I play like 6 sports, yes. And they told me that they were looking to bring back road rules. So they were like, are you interested in starting your own casting process for that? And I was like, absolutely. I'd much rather, compete than sit in a house and drink when I do that,
Yeah.
in Hoboken in normal life. So I started a whole casting process. They told me to send a home tape that weekend. I just like, it was a lot of back and forth because I guess they were trying to figure out whatever they were trying to figure out, obviously. And then I want to say it was like May, they reached out to me and I did a bunch of other Skype interviews. I did like a Skype with my mom. They had to call like all my references and like my friends and everything. And they flew me out to LA in May for like the final interview. I was like on camera interview and meeting the producers, all that jazz. And then it was like radio silence till 4th of July weekend. And I was just like, this is the worst thing to wait around for ever. And then they called me finally and they were like, we want to set up another Skype interview. I'm like, what could you guys possibly need to know that you don't know about me already? And it was just to tell me that I made the cast. So they were like, you leave in 11 days. And I was like ready to compete. And just kidding, wasn't on Road Rules. So sad.
So did you think it was like a coincidence then, with Robbie obviously like trying out that piqued their interest in you, or do you feel like you were going to be on their radar regardless?
I think it was just a coincidence. I don't think that I've literally there's so many people that they see in these open casting calls. I made it through the second round like once. And I was just like, there's no way. I'm like, I'm interesting. I'm not that interesting.
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel like I'm just a normal person. I don't have like a cool story, I guess. So I really just did not. That's another reason why I just didn't go to that open casting call again. Cause I was like, I'm not waiting online for like 4 hours to have them tell me that, yeah, we're not interested. It's fine. So it's just crazy to me how that ends up happening.
Wow. But he was 20 when when you first tried out. So you guys were young then, right? When you met? Wow.
Yeah, we were babies.
So
I think I was 21 at the time. Yeah, I was 20. 21. I don't remember.
21 when 21 when you first tried out. How old were you when you actually got on the show?
24.
Oh wow! So that was
24.
like a
24 or 25. I think I just turned 20 when I was getting interviewed. I was 24 when we actually started filming. I believe I was 25. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So where did like apps? Obviously, this is like escalating, to the end of the show. But I just wanted to ask, where did you guys you and Robbie in particular, leave off like after you guys like, film the show?
I mean, I thought that we ended on a good note. We were friends the entire time. I would say it was maybe like all of 10 minutes when I got there that it was awkward because he was like, what is she doing here? Is she here to ruin my time? But I was told I was going to be on a different show, so that was not my intent, obviously. Yeah, no, I thought we were fine, but he was also dating someone who I feel like it just turned into a lot of like stupid Twitter drama because his girlfriend at the time was like tweeting, like when the show was airing, she was like tweeting about me. And I was just like, I thought we were cool. So I'm like, why is this girl tweeting? I mean, I didn't know her. I thought me and Robbie were cool. So I don't know. It was just like stupid shit that was going on with like, drama on Twitter. God, I used to get in like freaking Twitter wars with people. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm fine. I don't know if he is fine. If I were to see him, I've run into him a couple times since the show too, and we were fine. So,
did you think he was being cool with you for camera?
No, I don't think so. No, I mean he is a good person. Like I don't have a bad thing to say about him at all. We were just when we dated, we were young and stupid, so that's why it just was not like a good breakup. We were just very immature and dramatic. Well, I'm still very dramatic, but but yeah, no. I don't think it was just for show. He is a very nice, cool person to be around. So,
what was your thoughts on the whole perspective on going to Seattle? Like, what was the nightlife like there? I know, when people hear Seattle, they don't think, oh, we're going to New Orleans or Vegas. But what was your perspective on the Seattle nightlife?
I mean, I liked it. I want to go back. I feel like it was just tough because you can't go anywhere where the cameras can't go. And because there were so many of us, we had to have so many cameras with us. So I think Seattle secretly did not want us there. So there was only like a set few places where we were allowed to go out at. So obviously going to the same places all the time, it got kind of boring. There was one club, I can't remember the name of the club, that we ended up going to twice. It was literally like we found it like the last like 2 weeks we were there, which was definitely more my type of club, I guess. So I had a lot of fun. But yeah, it was just like we didn't have that many options because if the cameras couldn't go, we couldn't go. So we just, we had to stick to our handful of places, especially during the week. We had nothing to do. So we would try to find places to go out and it would be like dead or we were going to places where it was like dead because, it wasn't a packed place. So that's why we were allowed to go there. So it was like, yeah, if it was too much, even if like the cameras, like if it was too much for the cameras, they would make us leave and stuff. it was a lot with those cameras.
It would have been cool if your season was like filming during football season and like they would like get you guys into like a Seahawk game or something like that. And no, I'm not just saying this because I am a Seahawk fan, but from an objective standpoint, like I think like Seattle's like either they had like the record for like world's like loudest stadium for a while. So like it would have been cool if they like had you guys at like a Seahawk game, because like the atmosphere would have been like crazy.
So it's funny that you say that because it was Peter's birthday while we were there, and I was trying to think of something cool, to do for his birthday. I looked up, what is it? What's the baseball team again?
The Mariners.
Mariners, yes. The Yankees were playing in Seattle while we were there. And I was just like, oh my God, that would be an awesome thing to do. But cameras couldn't go. Couldn't film at a stadium. So.
Is that like a policy for every stadium? Do you know?
I would assume so, which I think it's ridiculous. Like, I don't know. But yeah. I really wanted to go to a baseball game because I do like baseball too. But I did try, but we couldn't go, unfortunately, because of the cameras.
I feel like that would have been more of like a Road Rules vibe, though, because I think Road Rules, I could be wrong, but I think back in the day, they got them into like a football game once.
Really?
Like, I want to say like '08 or something like that.
Huh. No, I never actually watched Road Rules. I did when I thought I was going to be on the cast for Road Rules. I did. I literally stayed up till like 5 a.m. watching. What season was it? It was Derek's season.
Oh, it's Road Rules Extreme.
Yes, sure. I don't remember. I just wanted to see what I was getting myself into.
If I got it wrong,
I've never actually watched it.
Yeah, I had to get that correct. My people would have chewed me up in the comment section if I did. So.
Whoops.
Yeah, I'm curious though. How did you feel about the way you were portrayed and edited? Because a lot of people seem to think that the season as a whole, there was a lot. I don't want to say left to be desired, but there was certainly like a lot of moving parts. You know what I mean? Certain stories got more attention than others. Like I spoke with Anika from your season. She told me that like a lot of moments of hers got left out. Like I think she got into it with Cassius at one point. I think like Tiara had some type of vendetta against her that carried off the show. You were in no shortage of spotlight. So I want to ask you, what was your feeling on the way you were portrayed and edited? Was obviously there's some things you're gonna like, not like, but was there anything that you felt was left out or like
Where do I begin? I feel like a lot of people, especially like the backlash that I got when the show was airing, like I definitely realized like some people either loved me or hated me, which stinks because I feel like I'm a good person, and obviously you're seeing, we filmed 24/7 for almost 3 months. You're seeing like 12 hours of that. I literally can like pinpoint what's edited and like what didn't happen there, what didn't happen there. So it like really sucks to see how like they want to create a storyline, they'll make it work from the content they have. So I still to this day, it irks my soul that they made it seem like the kid Travis was my boyfriend. He was not my boyfriend. Duh. The edit with that, it drives me crazy because I literally look like a cheater on the show. I mean, it's fine. Yeah. Like I did meet someone right before I left, and he was a good guy, but I mean, I made a stupid mistake on TV, but he wasn't my boyfriend, so I will just have to get that out. But I feel like they made me look pretty, like, I don't want to say like weak, but I mean I did it to myself. I looked like weak on the show. Sorry, something just happened with my computer. Okay, we're good. But yeah, or as some people on like Twitter and stuff, I looked like a doormat. that was a recurrent comment that people liked to call me. I mean, people don't understand that when you're stuck in a house with someone for 24/7, 3 months straight, like you kind of like, we were attached to each other, like each other's hip. So obviously, like, feelings progressed pretty quickly when it came to the whole Peter thing. And I don't know, like, when you're with someone, I thought I knew him. So I tried taking his side with a lot of stuff. Obviously, the way he treated me was not okay. I watch it back now and I cringe. I was just not, I was very insecure back then, and I just didn't love myself back then. So I fell in a hole of someone who controlled me, and it sucks because a lot of it was portrayed like way worse than I feel like it actually was. But I do watch it now, and I'm just like, shit, I look like an asshole. But it is what it is. I signed up for it.
How did that start between you and him? Like, how early into, because obviously, like, he got all cooped up with Anna for a hot minute or whatever it was in the very beginning. And then, like, I don't want to say that it was stretched out, but, like,
it was stretched out.
It was stretched out.
Stretched out 6 episodes. Me and him, that kiss of me and him, with me and him, it was 3 days. Day 3.
Day 3, wow.
Yeah, so that's another thing that drove me nuts, is like people were like, oh my god, they're telling each other they love each other, like they've only been dating for like a week. I'm like, nope, we started day 3 of filming.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think, like, I mean, you guys were obviously started out on the RV. I think, like, they had, like, either, like, little to no, like, interactions between you guys on the RV, and then, like, once it was, like, in the beginning of the house, him and Anna were cooped up, and then it seemed like out of nowhere, like, you and him started. How would you say that, like, it first started with you and him?
So the tea, it's not really tea, but I'll give you all the things you didn't see. So when we all met, we got to, like, the campgrounds for the RV and everything. Anna and I actually, like, hit it off right away. Like, we were like, oh, we're gonna be attached to the hip, we're gonna be friends, this is great. So it's funny because obviously in RV there's limited space to sleep. So by the time her and I got back to the RV, everyone kind of claimed where they were sleeping already. So there was like one like top bunk bed thing, then there was like the 2 beds that like pulled out, and then there was the room with the big bed back there, and everyone claimed a spot, and it was either Peter claimed the bed in the back. So we were like, it's either we sleep in the bed with Peter or one of us sleeping on the floor. And I was like, I don't know about you, I'm exhausted, this is a lot. I'm not sleeping on the floor. I don't care if I have to sleep with a freaking stranger I just met like 5 hours ago. So she was like, I was like, I'll sleep in the middle. I don't care. So he actually slept in the middle. So it's just hysterical because he was sleeping in the middle of Anna and I. And I definitely woke up to go to the bathroom at one point, and they were still up talking. So I think that's when they like clicked whatever happened. I mean, I knocked out otherwise. But the next morning is when everyone was like, oh, like Peter and Anna. And then they were like this for a hot second. So then when obviously, like, she warned Peter that usually Katrina gets in the way of, like, whenever she meets a guy or whatever. So we kind of knew that was going to happen. So then when we went out the night that me and him kissed, we went out, and I could tell he was just like very upset over just like, he was, he tried to be nice to Anna and Katrina, whatever the case was. He was just upset. So I forgot what I was upset about. Robbie did something that upset me, and I think it was, like, whenever me and him were near each other, of course the cameras, it was day 3, so of course the cameras like zoomed in on us if we were near each other to like see what would happen, I guess. And I was like, I felt like he didn't want to be near me because he didn't want to get filmed next to me. I mean, dramatic, I know. So I think I was just like a little, alcohol was involved. So I was just like, he doesn't want to be my friend. Like, this is so stupid. Like, who cares if we're filmed together? Like, nothing's going on. Like, I'm like, we were young, stupid. Like, there's no feelings there. So I noticed that Peter looked upset on the ride home. So I was like, hey, let's go in the confessional. Like, I felt like me and him were very friendly and like cool. So I was just like, let's go in the confessional. We'll go air it out. And yeah, he was just like, what was aired on the show, he was just like telling me, he's like, you're like a cool person, blah, blah, blah. And then fast forward, we went and changed into like pajamas and stuff. And then we were back on the couch where it was filmed that we ended up kissing. And we were drunk and dumb. I was like, I'm not going to say no.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, sure, why not? I'm here. No, it just happened. It just happened. I wasn't
Yeah,
expecting it to happen. I was just trying to be a good friend by like trying to be there for him, and
yeah.
it happened. So,
Did you feel like, at least like in the beginning speaking, not like towards the end, what obviously happened with like the big fight between, obviously the sisters and you two, like fast forward or rewind rather to the beginning, kind of like when they cut him off a little bit, right when then he transitioned into you. Do you feel like they gave him a little bit of a raw deal, or like did they like kind of distance themselves from him for like justifiably?
um, honestly, the entire time, you mean like Anna and Katrina like distance themselves from
Yeah.
I honestly like the entire time they really didn't, and they don't show this a lot. They didn't really hang out with us like as a house. Like they always went off and did their own thing and went to a different bar, just them two for the most part. So
Mm.
that's like another thing that like it drove me crazy because they would pick on Peter, which there were times where he deserved it. But they would pick on him all the time, and I'd be like, "You don't even like hang around us. Like, just leave him alone. Like, you know he's gonna start a freaking scene. Just leave him alone." So yeah, no, they pretty much like kept their distance from all of us a lot. So
Yeah, and obviously, like I get from your standpoint too, like when the whole Google search thing, like of course, like I get where you're coming from and like why that would, obviously piss you off. Were they like, did you feel like they were doing that like because they legitimately like, were like thinking that was like some form of like verbal domestic violence? I think they typed, or do you feel like they were kind of just like doing that more so in like I don't want to say a joking way, but just to like get under maybe you're in his skin.
um, I feel like it's like half and half because I will say that they both definitely were trying to help me. There was obviously it wasn't on camera like, on the show. They didn't show it. There was like the night I can't remember if it was the night that he was like screaming at me, or if it was a different night. But there was like one night we were arguing and I ran into the bathroom and was crying. Katrina came in the bathroom and was like trying to comfort me. So like I genuinely like am like glad that they were trying to help me, but I don't think it was necessary to knowing what I've been through in the past and what I like on national television in front of everyone like admitted what I've been through. I don't think that that was necessary that she needed to Google search that on a huge TV in the middle of a house that's going to be on national television. Or at least like click out. I mean, it would have been filmed that she Google searched it regardless if she clicked out of it or not. But I just feel like it wasn't necessary because I mean, if you obviously know that that's being like verbally abusive, you didn't need to Google search it. So I just feel like it was kind of like half and half. Like they cared, but at the same time, I feel like they were instigating a lot of stuff. The night that he did get mad at me though for talking to them, like I did think that that was ridiculous because they were saying nothing but nice things about him and I the entire time, as you saw on the show. So it was
And
half probably.
yeah, and then obviously there was the big blow up following that, which is like the infamous, you know, scene of you where can't seem to get over when you pushed Anna, of course.
I didn't want to fight her.
Did that
That's my
happen? Like,
reaction. I literally was like, I mean, I don't know if you've ever gotten pushed, but I feel like it was just a
yeah.
reaction.
Did that happen like in chronological order, like the way we saw it, or like was there anything like that happened before the push?
No, it was you saw everything. You did like
Okay.
literally to a T when they got home and like he was on the phone with his sister, and it's just so funny. Like like I said to you earlier, I watched it last night because a friend wanted to watch it. So it's just so funny. It's like fresh in my mind. But when he was on the phone with his sister, like literally from that moment when Katrina started arguing with him, that literally is exactly what happened. I didn't realize I pushed her like that hard. I had no idea that she went flying until the trailer came out. So horrible. It's
Were
so
you sober? Were you sober during that?
Yes, I will because we were only at the club because Jordan. I literally found Jordan. I was only there for like a half hour before I took Jordan home, so I maybe had a drink. So I was completely sober. Completely sober. Them, I don't think, I think that they were drunk. So that's why I was like, you have a fucking mouth on you when you're drunk every single time. Every time. And that's what pissed me off. And that's why I was telling her to shut up.
Did they were you in jeopardy of going home after that? Like, did they producers tell you anything or give you a warning, or did they ask Anna and Katrina if they wanted to send you home?
That was the longest 3 days of my life. I was in a hotel for 3 days. So another thing that you obviously don't see. We got sent to a hotel that night. They told us nothing. Those 3 days, I think that we had to wait that long because we were in the middle of filming the shit they should have shown stuff. We still had to film like the final interviews to like recap the season. The interviews for the last week. So we were still in the middle of doing a lot of like production stuff. So every time they would come pick me up to take me to film for like all that stuff, I would be like, so can you tell me what's going on? Like, am I going home? And they're just like, we don't know yet. We still got to figure it out. And I'm just like, this fucking sucks. It was the longest 3 days of my life. And I was literally like, you guys told me to pack a small bag. I didn't pack for 3 days. I was like, can I go back to the house? They actually they like helped me grab stuff because I was like, I can't like survive without any clothes and stuff for 3 days. Yeah, it was a very long wait. I thought they were going to send either both of us home or me home. Peter the entire time was like, I'm going to be the one sent home. I'm like, there's no way, you didn't touch anyone. So that's why he threw a fit because I was like, he was like, are you going to go home with me? And I was just like, yeah, just to like shut him up. I didn't want to go home, obviously, but I'm just a nice person, and I felt like I had to, especially because I pushed someone. So, yeah, I definitely, I felt like there was a chance. And then that's why I was like, all right, I have to go home if he's going home. But I was like, I can't not apologize to Anna. So then that's why I apologized to her, because I was like, that was very out of my character. I've never raised my voice to someone, and I've never put my hands on someone. So that was, it was an event.
You and Anna probably, and you and Katrina all probably would have been fairly cool, I'd say, right? Had you excluded Peter from the situation.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like there were definitely like things that they did where I would have been like, I'm just the type of person that if I like don't like something that someone's doing, I just like will distance myself a little bit, but I will always be nice to someone, especially if I'm living with them. But I mean, I definitely think I would have hung out with them more and like been a little friendlier if that wasn't a whole thing. I just don't like to. I was just trying to diffuse the situation. Clearly, it did not work.
Now, on the flip side, though, do you think that he was rightfully removed from the house, or do you feel like they should have let him stick it out?
I think that's a tough one because the way that I think that if they were gonna let him stay, they maybe should have they should have cut him off from alcohol, because it was really just really bad when he was drinking. And yeah, he was very aggressive, and he's very scary when he yells. So I get where Anna and Katrina came from, where like they were like, we don't want to be in the house if he's in there. If they would have let him back in, I just think that they should have just cut him off. I mean, we had 3 days left anyways when we came back in the house, so it was fine. But I also think like he did stir the pot. It wouldn't have if he just like didn't start yelling, it wouldn't have happened. So I mean, he did in a way he deserved to go home, but I just think it was 3 days. I don't know. It was a sticky situation. It was a lot that was going on.
Yeah, and that was that the last episode of the season?
Yeah.
We're all okay. But there was there was obviously no reunion. It seemed like they cut it short. But we typically see with real world seasons, like there's a lot of seasons like, where the cast will remain like family tight. It seemed like and not with all of you, but it seemed like there was definitely like a lot of hostility and tension coming off of obviously your guys' season with everybody. It seemed like everybody kind of just went their separate way. Yeah, who obviously we'll get into it further with Peter because I know you guys dated for a bit off the show, but aside from him, Who were there anybody that you remained cool with or kept any kind of touch with from that cast?
The person I would say that I was the closest to was definitely Lana. I actually went to visit her in Michigan for a weekend. I would say maybe like a 10 months after. Like we kept in contact and we just like had to, we both were working, so it was hard to coordinate something, but I finally went to go visit her. It's easy to kind of keep in touch with everyone through social media, so I felt like I was still connected with everyone. Anika, when she comes back to visit her family in Philly, I have seen her a couple times. I went to the city to see her one of the times. She came down to my shore house a couple summers ago for the weekend. Who else? Tia, we keep saying she's going to plan a trip to come visit. Like recently we've messaged each other. But it just falls through. But I like check in on people here and there. Whoever I'm following on social media, I kind of see. I keep saying, well, now, Jordan's not in Chicago, but there's a lot I've never been to Chicago. So I always would say that like one of my reasons to go was because of Theo and Jordan are there too. So I would like to see them. But yeah, no, I just like here and there on social media for the most part. I haven't seen any of them in a really long time. I've run into Robbie a couple times. Peter, not so much. That's all. One day we're friends, one day we're not. I'm like, who else am I missing?
It's a lot of them, so I don't.
There's a lot of us. But yeah, with social media, it is easy to just kind of like randomly keep in touch with people, thankfully.
Oh, wow. So you still keep up with Tia?
Here and there, yeah. Like once in a blue moon, if I like post something or she posts something, we kind of like reply to each other's stories, and she's like, "How are you?" And then we kind of like get going, and I'm like, "Come visit." You have So I wanted her to come visit in the summer, but it didn't happen. So
how is she doing? A lot of my subscribers were like, think that she seemingly fell off the planet.
I mean, good for her because she doesn't. I mean, I wish I could take a break from social media. I mean, she seems fine. From the couple times that I've like interacted with her, it was very like short-lived. She seems okay. So yeah.
So no. So you came off the show obviously, and then you were dating Peter for a while. How like soon after the show, like did you guys like pick up a relationship?
He picked me up from the airport.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah. He picked me up from the airport. He came straight to my apartment with me. I only had a month left on my lease. We literally that week were looking for apartments, and we moved in together like 2 weeks later.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't recommend doing that, people. Anyone watching that falls in love on reality TV, don't do it. Don't do it. Terrible idea. There are people who can do it, but I don't recommend it.
Falling in love in reality TV is betting 1,000 right now. So.
Terrible idea.
How long did you guys date after the show?
I lasted 10 months.
Oh wow.
10 months. Yeah, it shouldn't have lasted past like 2.
Wow.
But you sign a lease, kind of have to. I'm the type of person that like if I'm a relationship person, so like if I'm in a relationship with you, like I will stick through it to try to make it work. I couldn't do it anymore. It was a lot. Yeah,
he's actually. I think I saw he moved to Florida now.
Yes. So his brother's there, and he was in Florida for a while before the show. There was a couple of times where we were like, should we move down there? But yeah, no, he stayed in Hoboken for a while after he actually ended up moving. He didn't know where I was moving when I moved out. He ended up finding an apartment around the corner from me. Wow. Like literally like 60 seconds from door to door. So I wouldn't say unfortunately, because we ended up being able to be civil after a while. It took a little bit, but I ran into him a lot afterwards. So we tried staying friends for a little bit, and it would be civil for a while, and then we'd like hate each other for a couple months, and then we'd be civil again, then we'd hate each other for a couple months. I'd say we're on like the if you need anything, let me know type thing, but we're like I don't think we follow each other anymore on social media. Which is for the best. I don't know. But yes, I did see. I think I realized he unfollowed me, so I unfollowed him. I don't need to see it.
What a shame. Yeah, I think a question on a lot of people's minds now is, why we didn't see you on a challenge? How many opportunities potentially did you get? Could you walk
Uh,
me through the tea on why it didn't come to fruition?
'Cause I fucked up. That's why.
Uh-oh.
They called me for Dirty 30, and I initially said yes. I was in the car with Peter when I got the call, and he was very upset that he didn't get a call. So initially, I said yes, and I was like, well, shit, this is going to cause so much drama because obviously I'm living with him. And he was very, very upset that he didn't get a call. And then when they reached back out to me to get they wanted like a video of like what I'm doing at like post show. It unfortunately happened to be the same day that his brother passed away. So I felt, as someone who was living with their significant other, I was like, and we had a dog, we had a cat. Like I was like, I can't leave him right now. Like I wouldn't, the roles were reversed, I would hope that my significant other would be like, I need to be here for you. Like it was horrible. So I just felt like I couldn't leave. And there was a point where he was like, no, go. And it was at that point, it was too late when I reached back out to them to be like, can I change my mind? So unfortunately, and then I also was told by a couple people that it's very frowned upon to decline your rookie season. So yeah, I shot myself in the foot with that one. So.
I think Johnny Bananas is the one that said you never don't ever turn down a challenge. This is like his like rule of thumb.
Well, I know I'm kicking myself. I've reached out to them twice to be like, hey, like I know last we talked I wasn't interested. And the recent time was when like it was last summer, so it was still like it was right when they were starting to like start filming again. And I was just like, hey, I'm a different person now. I know that people are gonna watch this and be like, she would reach out to them, but I'm only reaching out to them because there's challenge cast members that tell me to reach out to them, specifically Cara and Polly. I love them. So yeah, it's never going to happen, unfortunately. They're casting from so many different networks now. It's never going to happen.
Real world
They
is
forgot
almost,
about us. It's fine. Everything's fine.
I, but there was like a huge rumor floating around. Actually, I'll get back into your challenge sphere, but there was like a huge rumor floating around like within the last month or so, or a few months or so, that Jordan actually like was like almost ended up on this season that's about to premiere.
Really? That would have been awesome.
One of the spoiler pages was saying that. I have no clue whether or not there's any truth to it. I would like to find out, but they said she made it pretty far into the casting. I don't know if that was just a rumor, but that would have been like kind of out of nowhere, because I don't know if she was I don't know whether or not she was almost on or called for any of the other seasons right after your guys' Real World.
That's a really good question. I honestly I have no clue.
Yeah,
Or who they've called or anything, but yeah, it would be nice if someone from our season would get on again. So
definitely. How would you say, had you accepted like right when they called you for Dirty 30, do you know like if you would have been like a shoo-in to be on it, or did they tell you like if you accept like we're putting you on or anything like that?
I don't know. I'm not too sure. It just seemed like the second time they reached out, they just needed like a bunch of like information, like, hey, like what are you up to now, kind of. I honestly am not sure, because obviously I've never gone through the process. I don't know how many steps or how many calls it is to get like far in the process. So I'm not really sure, but they did reach out to me twice. So,
Wow. Twice, like for that same Dirty
like
30, or like,
for Dirty 30.
oh,
Yeah. So the initial like availability call, and then they reached out to like get more information, like what are you up to now? And then that's when I told them, I was like, I'm sorry, I can't come anymore.
yeah. Have you buddied up with some challengers though, right? Like
Yeah, yeah. It's easy because we all live around here. So I feel like once you're on one of these shows, you're just like automatically family. Like automatically just like best friends. So it's just like there's been times I've gone out and like down the shore, for example, like when I just clicked with Marie, And there was one time I went down the shore and Jemmy and Anissa were there, and I was just like, "This is freaking great! I feel like I know you guys." Yeah, no, and then Angela too. I never know how to. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know how to say her last name, but like one time she was with Marie and we all went out. It's just like it's pretty cool to like watch people on TV and then just be like, oh my god, like we're kind of like we're not the same obviously because they're like on a million shows, but I'm just like oh like I was on this too. So we kind of have that in common, but it is nice to meet everyone. Everyone's so nice too. You know, little family, MTV family.
Who would you say is like the biggest partier out of the crew that you were with?
Marie.
I mean,
I love Marie so much. I'm so mad. She texted me the other day. She was literally at the bar near my shore house, and I was not there. Yeah. Oh no, I was there, but I was like ready for bed. I was like, I'm not coming out. But,
I think I saw like a while ago. Didn't like Kayla and you get into it? I think on like Twitter or something like that.
Yes.
What's
I
the tea?
forgot about that actually. Yeah, no, just because she's friends with Katrina, so she was just saying some mean things, obviously, which were, you know, deserved about Peter. And it was when me and Peter were still together, so I was kind of just like, oh, I don't know you. Like, why are you being so mean? So we just kind of went back and forth for a little bit. But we're fine now because I went to one of like the Challenge Mania like premiere things, and Marie was supposed to go, so that's why I was going. And then she didn't end up going, but Kayla was there, and I like said to Marie, I was like, she doesn't hate me, right? And then when she was, and Kayla was so sweet to me when I met her, so all's well.
Yeah. You still keep up with the challenges at all? Like watching?
I do. Just because I feel like I have to. Like, I've been watching it for so long that I'm like, oh, if it's whatever day it's on Wednesday, I'm like I have to watch it. But most of the time I keep it on, I like put it on, but like I'm doing other things. I personally only watch it, and the reason why I like the challenge is for the actual challenges and then the elimination. So sometimes I don't pay attention to anything else, but like who's winning the challenge and who's getting eliminated. So for the most part, Twitter fills me in on most of the drama too.
Wow. Yeah.
But I don't really pay attention as much as I still watch it and see who wins and stuff, but I don't really pay attention as much as I used to.
Yeah, we talked about it off, camera, but like you said you watched the All-Star season, right?
Yeah, I didn't finish it though.
Oh, okay.
Finished it. Yeah, I still have to. I keep telling myself I need to sit down and finish it. I don't even think from Twitter like spoilers or anything. I don't think I know who won still. So I do have to go back and watch it. It is pretty cool to see. Like I was very excited to see Kendall on it because I feel like through like Twitter and social media we were very friendly. So it was really cool to see like the OGs because I didn't watch them back in the day.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see like all these OGs and stuff. That are like, were once like huge challenge people come back.
Yeah. Kendall's great. Had her on before. It seemed like for years, everybody was like kind of waiting. It felt like inevitable. I felt like, that Kendall was just gonna like resurface on our screens.
Absolutely. Especially with all, like how like on social media she was so involved again. It was pretty. It was. Yeah. I was like, it's gonna happen one day. Especially because they were starting to bring back like Derek, Darrell. Is it Darrell? Oh my God, I'm blanking on names. Yeah. They were starting to bring back all of them, so I'm like, it's just bound to happen.
You liked it so far from like what you saw the All-Star season?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, their stuff like I feel like is something that like some of those challenges now that they have, I'm like, Jesus freaking Christ, I don't know if I'd be able to do it. But I feel like I liked their season felt more like the old seasons where it was just like about competing. Obviously there was drama, but it was just like you're there to compete and, hopefully win some money.
Yeah, I'm definitely, I'd probably lean towards the All-Star one. I really enjoyed it. It brought me back to kind of the roots of what got me into being a fan to begin with.
Exactly. That it was definitely more like, the old seasons.
Yeah, for sure. But thank you again for taking the time to do this. I had fun chatting with you, bringing you back a little bit.
Yeah, it's nice. It's been a while. It's been a while since we talked about this stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks again for doing this, and take care.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.